Waqas Ahmed, and I'm back again with the new Terraform video. And today in the Terraform, we will be learning about the provider concept. So, like the Terraform is normally known as cloud agnostic, provider. So, why it is called agnostic? The thing is, in Terraform, it support multiple cloud provider. Like there are 35 providers. All major cloud provider there are plugins for the Terraform, and you can interact with the all multiple cloud providers. This makes Terraform super cool. The reason it's called cloud agnostic, so you can use a same configuration with AWS, with Azure, with GCP, Alibaba, extra. So many providers you can use same. You don't need to use different configurations. So you just learn one language and you will be able to work on all different cloud providers. So, and the thing I love about Terraform, like it has a great documentation. So if you come to this registry.terraform.io and like click on the providers, and you will get all the documentation. For example, like this is the documentation for AWS, and if you scroll down, you're gonna see there are pretty cool example about the providers and how to use them. But in this video I will explain you, don't worry about this one. Same thing goes for the Azure. Like there is a documentation for Azure. It says how to connect with the Azure. So what exactly is the provider? First we need to understand this. So provider is actually provides you a plugin. It for Windows case, like it provides me an exe file which is provided by AWS. It will install that on my local machine, and that plugin will help me to interact with AWS cloud. So Terraform needs those plugins, like, because right now if I just write some code without a provider in a Terraform, EC2, S3 bucket, Terraform doesn't know about it. So you need to know, you need to download a provider. You need to tell Terraform, okay, so your provider is AWS. Now whatever the configuration I'm writing, you just pass that to the AWS API, and this will be passed by a provider. It's all going in backend. You don't need to worry about it. It's super cool. So let's directly jump into this. So let me open the Visual Studio. I'm there. So I already created one file. It's called provider.tf. The reason it's tf, I told you, if you're creating the Terraform file, you're gonna write the terraform.tf. So in this file I am, and there is a simple code. It's called provider. That's the keyword in Terraform, and I define AWS. So I am telling Terraform, okay, your provider is AWS, and in the block of the code, I'm only giving region. So let me tell you one cool thing about this one. So if I go to the AWS documentation, you can see you can copy and paste the provider here. So three things you need to connect with the Terraform. Either CLI, okay. So you need the access key, you need the secret key, and the region. These three things are required. So one way is just copy this complete path to the code. Go to your Terraform, just paste this there, and there you go. Just change the access key, secret key, and the region as per your specification, and it's good. But it's not a good practice. You are hard coding the access key, a secret key in your code. Maybe in future you're gonna push your code to some SVN, maybe Git or Bitbucket, maybe some backend. You're gonna use the backend like S3 bucket or something. It's not a good practice to hard code your code with the access, because these keys are very secret. So the good practice is on your computer. If there is a specific computer you're gonna use, so just go to the command prompt and use AWS configure. So make sure the AWS CLI is installed on your computer. And once you write AWS configure and press enter, it will ask you the region, the access key, the secret key, and it will store that on your local machine. It will not store anything else. Like it will not store in the Terraform. I already did that. So let me show you this. So I already provided the access key, I provided the secret key, and I also defined the region. Now my computer knows like how to logging into the AWS, and I'm using Terraform from my computer, so I don't need to specifically mention the access key and secret key, because once Terraform is going to connect to the AWS, the call will be going from my computer, and my computer already have the access key and secret key. So that's the logic behind it. So we define the provider. It's pretty simple. Like simply, I'm just trying to be as straightforward right now. I'm not going into the complexities. There are different things we can implement, and we're going to learn this in future. But for now, I divided the provider keyword. I just divided declared the provider who is AWS. I'm defining Azure. If there was Azure, we can simply go to the Azure documentation. Let me show you there. So if there is Azure, you will define Azure RM. And in the configuration option, like you can define the region or resource. So this is my simple Terraform provider. Now to download, I told you in initialize in initial, like, first you need to download the plugin. Now how to download the plugin? It's very simple. Wherever you are standing, like right now I'm standing in this directory, it's pretty empty, it's only have one file which is provider.tf. So to download the plugin in this directory, I need to write Terraform init. What init does, init initializes, it will initialize the my code, it will go in my code, it will check what provider I'm using, it will create a .terraform.d hidden file, and in that hidden directory it's gonna download the plugin. So let's see how it gonna go. So I'm pressing enter now, and you can see it is saying okay, initializing the provider plugin and finding the latest version from HashiCorp AWS. Now what Terraform is doing, it's going to this page from HashiCorp, like if I show you real quick. So it's in going to the HashiCorp AWS, and it's now looking for some version, and it's find 4.330, and you can see this is the latest version right now in the Terraform. So it's trying to download that version. It's gonna take a little bit time, so let me just pause the video and I will restart once it is downloaded. All right, there we go. So Terraform has downloaded, initialized my directory, or in other words, it has downloaded the plugin. So let's see. So it was installing, then it says installed, and after that, it created the log file. There is a reason for the log file. I will explain this in detail. And it says initialization has been successful. So as I told you, like once it initialized the directory, it create some hidden files. So I'm using just free to visualize. So you can see it created .terraform hidden directory. In hidden directory, it used provider, and then it's used registry.terraform.io, which is actually the name of the site, registry.terraform.io, then provider, then HashiCorp. So pretty much sequence you can see here, then HashiCorp, then AWS, then the version, what the version was, and then it downloaded that exe file for me. If you can see in my same directory, you can see Terraform provider registry, and then there is a exe file there in this. I can also show you from the Explorer, just to give you the good idea. So that's the hidden directory, provider registry, HashiCorp, AWS version, and Windows, and there you find it. So this is my plugin of AWS. Now whatever the configuration I'm going to coordinate with the Terraform. It will translate all my calls, and it will help API to understand that call. So this is the logic behind the Terraform provider. I hope you like this video, and please subscribe my channel if you want some more fun videos. I'll see you in the next videos. Thank you.